This is Antonio Montano Morales. You're now tuned in to Against the Rope.
Ring the bell.
Bing, bing, bing.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes, episode 38.
38.
That's right, we're back.
We're back.
2 episodes in 1 week. Special edition, because we do have a special guest. I'm Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda today, and we have a special guest today.
Yeah, we have none other than the I want to say she's the pro of All-Star Boxing. The pro of All-Star Boxing, because I don't think anybody brings, more excitement, not just inside the ring, but outside the ring. So we have Adelaida Ruiz, 7-0, 4 knockouts. Undefeated. On a bit of a knockout streak, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome, Adelaida.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot, Gio. I think you're the one that said that she is your favorite fighter, right? That you like to see in All-Star Boxing, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm not saying that just because you're here. If you play any of our shows, I've been on record saying that, yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
We love watching you fight.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. There was one bout in particular that I was very I did not expect to see that kind of a fight, and you could talk a little bit about this fight. It was with Reina Viridiana Garcia Cotija.
Oh, yes.
Because you guys were both coming undefeated.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so on paper, it looked like this was going to be like your toughest match to date. Can you tell me a little bit about that match?
And it has been one of the toughest that I agree on. That fight, they gave it to me 2 weeks prior to fight date. So I had no idea I was fighting her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was supposed to fight with someone else, and last minute she says she got hurt. So for about a week, I had no opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my coach, you know what, like, I don't want to continue training and, cutting down weight, and you guys don't even know if I'm really going to fight or not. They keep telling us, like, they're going to get us an opponent. They kept bringing girls to our table, like, what about this one? What about this one? And it's like, no, no, yes, no. They kept saying no, or we kept getting different answers. It was a week before my fight. I'm sorry, it was a week before my fight. They were like, what about this one? Yeah. And we said, we'll take it. We'll take it. And my dad and my coach were kind of nervous about the fight. They were kind of scared, but, I told my coach I trained so hard. I believe in myself, and I know I could do it. I heard from people that she thought she was going to come out here and, beat me. Yeah. So I think that kind of,
motivated me
more, to get my heart out there.
Yeah, because that was it was a very close fight. You guys were both landing your shots. She was landing hers, you were landing hers, and so like on paper, it seemed like she was going to be your toughest, and like you said, she was your toughest.
She was my toughest.
And it's like you said, you had a week's notice in a way. That can be very difficult because you don't know what to expect,
exactly.
Right? You don't know if
we had no idea who she was. We just we took it. Like, oh, this is the opponent. All right, let's take it. We didn't have a chance to find out anything about her. Yeah.
And oh man, it was. Chris even said he was like, man, once he saw how that fight unfolded with you just taking up, I think it was more of your volume punching your heart that took over, because it was very close up until
and I think it was the third or fourth round.
But man, it was obviously you had that support from the home crowd. And
thank God.
every punch that you landed, you could hear the support, but at the same time, like, she was also landing punches. So it's like, man, we were like, so we called that fight, and we were just like, man, like, this is probably the fight of the night, just because the styles of that clashed that night.
Yeah.
But can you tell me a little bit about that knockout? What went through your mind?
It felt good. I was like,
Yeah.
thank God she went down. You know, because I think what was it? I cut her. I first cut her, and I'm like, okay, I see blood. You know, so that, you know, I was like, thank goodness, like, you know, I'm gonna go towards that area or whatever. And yeah, I seen que la lastim, you know, I hurt her, you know, so I took advantage of that that moment. And once she went down, I'm like, thank goodness she went down, thank goodness. And she came back up. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting her. If they let her continue, like, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, I had seen it already. I seen she was hurt. She was hurt. And I was able to see her punches weren't landing as hard as the second round. Yeah, so I felt it going down, you know? Yeah,
I think that was the fight where, like, she landed, and I think she hit her head, and even our third guy, Chris, is like, he wanted to reach out. I was like, no, dude, you gotta, like, let them do their job. But
no, that was, I think, the third.
Was that another one?
That was
another one. Another one you knocked out.
That was the one at Commerce, right?
The Commerce.
Yeah, okay,
That one I got really, really scared.
Oh, yeah.
It was my first,
Yeah, so we were doing the ringside commentary, and our table was maybe, well, let's say 2 yards away from where she landed. And I think one of the photographers kind of helped her because she almost fell off the ring. And we saw her eyes kind of roll back, and it was pretty scary.
Yeah. Even my daughter got scared.
Oh.
She even recalls to this day, like, yeah, you know, that one, the one that twitched and everything. And I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, I got really scared. Yeah, but thank goodness, you know, she's good. She got back up. And, you know.
So we'll retract a little bit. We'll ask you this. When did you get started in boxing, and how did it start, for those who don't know?
I started boxing when I was 12 years old. I boxed all the way till I was 18. And then I stopped boxing, and then I came back 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Now, how do you say, I want to box? Is it just like you watching someone on TV, or is it just fighting in the playground and you're like, ooh, I'm pretty good at this? Or how do you say, I want to be a boxer?
The thing is, my dad had my 2 older brothers in boxing. And so I was always around the gyms, you know. I was always with them. But it was never my thing. But my dad, after the gym, he'll go to the house, put the gloves on us, and I have my little sister and my little brother that were around the same age, and he'll just put us to spar right there outside the house. And it was never my thing. So then my little sister started going to the gym because she was kind of getting chubby, you know, got high cholesterol, and we're really close, and started going to the gym, training, put me to spar in the actual ring with someone else. And that's the moment that I was like, damn, I like this. I like it. Yeah.
Now, we were talking a little bit before. You said you don't really watch boxing, right?
I don't.
And you say, I don't know why, right?
I don't know why. He was asking me if I watch other boxers. Or you told me something about if I knew who someone was. And I'm like, I don't really know boxers. You know, I don't really watch boxing. I don't
she said she doesn't even watch herself
my
fight.
own fights.
Oh, really?
I don't go back on YouTube and watch my own fights.
You don't go back and be like, damn, I look good.
Like, I'll watch one or the first or second round, and then I get tired, and then I just, you know, with all the fights.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad tells me, like, oh, go to this fight and watch it and just study it. And it's like, why? I don't want to.
So you're not related to Andy Ruiz?
No.
Right, at all? No? But you did watch that fight, or highlights, or the knockout?
No, I watch fights. I just I don't like going back on YouTube and watching old fights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about that, real quick?
Oh, my goodness. Awesome. Awesomeness. I was at the 99 cent store watching it on the app.
On
and
the
I was
zone.
like, I was screaming. I was like, oh, my God.
Man.
Yeah.
Did you predict? I mean, obviously nobody I don't think anybody anywhere predicted Andy to knock him down four times. But did you predict for him to upset, or?
No, a lot of people were saying, you know, he's gonna lose, or he just took the fight, or he's, you know, everybody knows. All negative comments. That's all I heard from everyone. And me, I don't like to underestimate anybody, you know. For a reason, he took the fight.
Yeah.
but I didn't think it was gonna end the way it ended.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing that you just mentioned, right? It was a late replacement. Sometimes you train for somebody else, and that could be a little that could be the X factor where you just thinking surprise. Yeah.
It was an awesome fight, though.
Yeah. I don't think anybody predicted those 4 knockdowns. That was if you told somebody, oh, he's got knocked down 4 times, they'd be like, you crazy, man. Like, that's not gonna happen. But
have you been down in your career?
No.
No, right?
I haven't.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't expect you to go down.
Thank God.
But you've been, I'm pretty sure you've been stunned, right?
Yes. I with Viridiana, I didn't notice it. They told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I on the first round when I went back to, after the first round when you go and sit down, and I wasn't there.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't remember though, but they told me like you weren't there. Like we had to like really kind of get
Bring
you
you
out of it. So
back.
I'm pretty sure that's what you mean, right?
You were like a little dazed then.
I didn't feel it. I just wasn't there. I guess maybe I was shocked in my head or something. I don't know.
That's interesting because Andy Ruiz said when he went down, he just started praying that he was asking God for more strength.
Really?
So I wonder what you said you didn't even realize it.
I didn't even realize it. He just told me, he kept like telling me like, hey, Cobra, 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 Cobra. I thought I was there.
Man. So I have a question. You said you don't go back to watch the fights, but you do watch fights.
Yeah, I do watch fights.
Are there, with the exposure of the Zone and ESPN putting women's boxing on the forefront, are there any women boxers that you follow, you try to emulate, or you try to take something from them? If so, who are those fighters, women's fighters?
Not really, but I do really. I started just recently following Katie Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like her style. But this last fight, it was kind of like, I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, we saw it.
So, yeah, she was the one I was following, and then that happened.
What were your thoughts on that fight?
It was a tough fight.
Tough fight, right? Yeah.
Really good fight, though.
Because we do follow Katie Taylor. We think she's very skillful.
Very.
And so we didn't think that. We know that she was fighting a champion, but we didn't know what, how close the fight was, because Taylor is not really in close fights.
Yeah.
But we were very surprised with the grit that Persoon showed.
Yeah.
Because if you see them on a technical level, Katie Taylor's she is superior.
Yes.
But like what we talked about earlier, it was just the work rate that her challengers showed and the heart that she showed. That she at many of the rounds, we think the majority of the rounds she outworked Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
So how did you feel?
I do like 6'4".
Yeah, that's how I had it 6'4" for
I had it 6'4" too.
How did you react to the decision, and then when she walked out crying?
Sad. Sad. Because, she worked hard. Yeah. She worked hard, and for it to be taken away, just, I don't know. But Katie did say she'll want a rematch, and she's willing to do so. So I give her that respect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was almost, I couldn't be upset at, usually I'm like, why does a fighter, I feel some type of way when they leave the ring and instead of, staying to give a post-fight interview, win or lose.
Yeah.
But seeing her like just distraught, crying, I was like, we can't be mad at, you kind of see the politics come into play.
It's understandable for her to walk out. But how do you feel about those big fights? We had Clarissa Shields against Christina Hammer, this Katie Taylor fight against Delphine Persoon. What do you think about that when you see women's boxing getting a lot of the spotlight, really?
It gets me happy, excited, I see it coming up.
Because I'm sure when you were growing up, they didn't receive that much attention, right?
We didn't at all. Women's boxing wasn't, at all.
Did you ever think it would get to this point?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. So hopefully in a few more years, they'll give it more attention. Not for me, but for the rest of the girls coming up,
definitely.
They deserve it.
Okay. Adelaida, tell us about your management team. Who is in your inner circle? Who are the people that keep pushing you like on a day-to-day basis, that keep you grounded, keep you focused?
My dad, my coach.
Shout out to Dad.
Don Juan.
Don Juan.
And Ramiro.
Hey.
Greetings. He is here.
He is here.
Instagram live?
We're live.
Yay, there we go.
Shout out to all you guys live.
Oh, no, I got more nervous.
people saying?
They're just saying shout out Team Cobra.
Hey.
So,
Sure, you get a lot of those, right?
Yeah.
So right now, and that, well, in my family, you know, that's basically like my team and all my sponsors, you know, that believe in me. So thank you to them as well. I have Combat Sports that helped me with my training as well for this upcoming fight. So
Hey.
Yeah, we had a Luis here a couple of weeks ago, right? Luis Mejia. And I told him that your entrances, like your fights, your events, it almost looks like a quinceañera. Like you had the mariachi. You see all your family. They wear dresses too, right?
Yeah.
I think one time you had somebody singing with,
Yeah.
with the mariachi. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So-
everybody liked that.
Yeah.
So do you just plan this out, or do you have somebody like telling you, "Hey, you should do this or you should do
Well,
that"?
that one, the girl that walked in with me that day, it was just that, like, it was set up that same day. It wasn't even planned out, and it turned out awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that we talk about is like there's one job is what a fighter does inside the ring. Another aspect is what you do outside the ring to bring the crowd in, to attract fans. And we were like, man, she does it right. We see some fighters that do it on TV, and we're like, okay, he's doing this right, and then he's doing that right.
Yeah.
So you're doing it right.
You make our job easy because we don't gotta say nothing. We just tell people, watch this, and then there's a big spectacle going on, right, with the music, with all the people cheering.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that gives you extra motivation, right? When
No, it does. Like, all my family, my friends, my new fans, my fans, the people that follow me, they motivate me to do, you know, to work hard and continue going hard. And it's for them, you know, because of them, because they continue supporting me. That, you know, that's what we need. That's what I need. I need the support. Yeah.
What's going on in your mind right when you're stepping onto that ring? Are you thinking about all that stuff, or are you just locked in and ready to go?
No, I'm just locked in and ready to go. Yeah. Like, once I'm in the ring, it's business. Like, I don't even think outside the, you know, what's going on out there.
She's punching the microphone
Because-
already.
She's ready.
Well, because like he
That
said,
is not
it's
the
like,
pair.
it's like a quinceañera out there. Like, everyone, when they go and see me fight, is like they get so happy. So, you know, they wait for the day to come to see me fight. And they're like, oh my gosh, we can't wait to see you. We can't. And they're all, you know, drinking pills, and they're all excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you guys even watch me fight? No,
Yeah, we saw you knock her down.
It's like a party out there.
We saw you at the bar.
It's cool. It's cool. I love them.
Is it more crazy before or after the fight?
I think before,
same?
after, I don't see really anybody after the fight. They're all.
They're like, we knew she was gonna win.
It's cool. It's awesome.
So you have a fight coming up,
Yes, I do.
right?
Yes.
You would tell us a little bit about this fight and your
Yes.
opponent.
So I'm fighting June 15 next weekend, Saturday. I'm fighting against Mirka Aguayo from Tijuana, Mexico.
Undefeated, right? 2-0.
Undefeated, 2-0. The way we got that fight and the way she, you know, agreed on this fight was she fought with my original opponent.
Oh, okay.
So we had it set up to fight with a Japanese. A Japanese.
Can't
Yeah.
pronounce her name.
I can pronounce her name. Sorry. So she went out there to TJ to go fight,
Okay.
you know, and then after that she was gonna come back to LA and sign the contract, you know, to get it together. And unfortunately, she took a loss to this
To her,
Mirka
to Mirka.
Aguayo.
Okay.
Yeah. So they told her, you know, like they told, I guess, the promoter Ray, you know, why don't you offer Mirka Aguayo the fight with Cobra instead? He was like, that sounds like a good idea. So he did, and she agreed, and they signed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are you? Have you? I mean, she only has 2 fights, but have you seen any film or any snippets of her game?
It's so hard to find anything from
Yeah.
her. I do know she has experience in the amateur.
Okay.
So she has fights, you know. It's not like she's new into the boxing. I did see some of the fight with the Japanese. So she's es como guerrera. She has
To
heart
see.
for the boxing, you know. So
Okay.
she's going to come forward. I feel like all Mexicans are, you know. We have heart for the boxing, so we're there. So I think it's going to be a pretty good fight, just like with Viridiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Viridiana she was like your first taste of like digging deep, right? So Gio knows I asked this question, like, what is gonna happen when you find somebody else just like that? That's just as technical as you, just has just as much heart. What are you prepared to do when that another day like that comes and you face someone just like you?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Train hard and go for what I'm going for, the win.
Strike like a cobra.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did you do different in this training camp? Because we know you've been with a Combat Sports Collective, right, with that team?
Yeah. So that's one thing I did differently. I've never had tried the strength and conditioning, so it's something new for me. I did see the difference. My coach, which is my dad, seen the difference. We feel the difference. You know, I feel stronger. You know, if you thought I was already strong,
You feel younger?
I feel more powerful. Yeah. More speed. You know, I also, I never really watched what I ate before. Now, you know, I got a nutritionist that's helping me out as well, which is shout outs to Chef Tunes. I don't know how to say it. I have a bad accent. And he's been helping me out too with my meals and keeping me lean and healthy for my fights, for this upcoming fight. That's something different that I did.
Okay.
That's in Pico Rivera, right?
The upcoming fight, yes,
Yeah.
in the Pico Rivera Sports Arena.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go out there, where can they follow you on Instagram?
La Cobra _ Ruiz. That's Instagram.
Anybody from your management you want to shout
Plug.
out?
HDC Sports Apparel, HDC Boxing.
Yeah. So if you guys want more info, hit them up for tickets.
Hey.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
I have a few left only.
So you told us before the show started a little bit about 3 of your fans, your children. How do they feel about you fighting, their mom being a fighter?
Oh, they get happy. I mean, they get sad when it's camp time because they don't feel that I spend as much time with them. You know, they always get sad, or they always have the you know, their frowns. But at the end of the day, they already know, like, mom has to train hard. After her fight, she'll, you know, spend a little bit more time with us. So they get all happy.
Yeah.
As they're growing, they are more understandable. But like they say, like, oh, you know, we're not worried, mom. You know, we know you're strong and you're gonna win. So,
Hey.
so they like it. They're there.
And they're bigger now, right? You said one was in 5th grade, the other in 3rd.
Yeah,
Is that
so
correct?
it's 3rd, 5th, and 7th grade.
Oh.
My oldest. Yeah.
And you said they're a little bit into boxing now.
The
right?
little one is into boxing. He likes boxing. You know, he does like to watch boxing. He'll sit there and watch the sparrings, everything. But he just doesn't like to train. You tell him, I'll spar you with this kid. He's not afraid. He'll spar with any kid you put him up with.
Yeah.
But he won't train. The other 2 like to watch boxing, but they're not really.
Not really?
No.
They like other sports more, or?
Soccer. So my
Soccer.
oldest son is into football. We're Patriots fans, by the
Okay.
way. Don't hate me. And soccer. They both play soccer. My 2 boys.
Okay. ¿A cuáles
Yeah.
equipos le van?
Honestly,
A
they're more
todos.
into football now. So I
Okay.
don't. They used to go for what's his name? El equipo de Cristiano.
Cristiano.
Ronaldo. Ronaldo.
Okay.
Probably Real Madrid.
Real
Yeah.
Madrid? Probably.
That was their team. But now they don't really talk about it as much. They're more into
Okay.
like football.
Okay. It seems like maybe they're looking for their own niche, right? Because mom boxes, so it's like,
Yeah.
they find a different avenue.
Yeah, which I was never into football or soccer. Like I had to learn from them. I'm learning from them.
So you didn't play any sports growing up? No, you just fought people.
My dad
I don't
never
like her.
wanted me to get into any other sport. I did try. I tried getting into soccer when I was in high school, but my dad was like, no, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said that you came back to boxing when you were 18, so you never know, right? With your children, they might.
What? Go.
You
to-
said you there
Took
was
a break for a while.
Oh yeah. I took a big break for a while. So yeah, you just never know. Maybe they'll come into boxing.
later.
I don't know.
Like, mom, train us.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, that'll be a dream come true.
When you
Hint,
came back to
hint.
boxing, did you come back like more rejuvenated from that long break, or did you just like do it just like to get in shape, or what was your thought process
No,
there?
when I came back with the mind that I wanted to turn pro. I wanted to, so I was gonna do amateur for a whole year and then turn pro after that. Depending how I did in the amateur, you know, if I sucked, if I would have lost that amateur fight that I had, I would have just been like, you know, aquí la dejamos.
Yeah.
You know? Pero, you know, I won and I felt like, you know, there was more space to get better at it, you know? So I was like, no, I'm turning pro.
That's good for people to hear that, because some people are like, they feel like maybe they're not that good at it and they just want to quit, right?
Yeah.
But I think you're a great example of that. You kind of took a break, long break, right? Long break, and then you came back with the goal in your mind, more determined, I hear, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. It was, what, a 9-year layoff, 10-year layoff that I had. You know, it took a while to come back. I feel that I'm still not even where I want to be at. But it, you know, I did it. I'm doing it little by little. It takes time, patience.
Yeah. What advice do you have for people that, just like this weekend, they saw this big Adelaida Ruiz upset, that they look at him now, they're like, you know what? I can probably do this. I could probably take this up. What advice do you have for those people that are thinking about it? And
that they could do it. If you really, really want to do something, you could do it. I always tell my coworkers, my friends, if you want to do it and you have the determination to do it, you will do it and you could do it. I know so. I know you could.
You know what? I was gonna ask you, how was your first professional fight? But we actually called that fight. Yeah. It was more than 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
At the Quiet Cannon.
At the Quiet Cannon.
Yeah. April 21, 2017. I remember because it was the day after my birthday. So that was your debut. Were you nervous? I'm pretty sure you were nervous. Were you scared?
I'm laughing because I was super, super nervous. Nervous. My dad always gets nervous. So, you guys, it was with Becky Light. So, Becky Light, she's in the gym. Like, she's, you know, regardless of her age, she trains, she runs, she does what she has to do. So, she was on this side, I was on that side, and my dad kept going back and forth, and he's like, oh my gosh, now she's doing push-ups upside down. And like, oh my gosh, now she's doing, I'm like, Dad, you're freaking me out, dude. Like, you know, like, stop. Like, he was getting me more nervous, you know? So he's like, oh my goodness, now she's doing this, and now she's doing, and I'm like, oh my God.
So he was very nervous for you.
Yes, but he kept coming back with like reportajes, like, I'm not asking you, you know? Like,
exclusiva.
So as soon as I walked out to go onto the ring, like, I could feel like my heart beating hard, like faster, and then I seen everyone like out there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're expecting that old Cobra, you know, like everybody came out to see me, and I'm like, they're expecting that old Cobra that would just like take him down like within the second round, you know, because that used to be me, and the amateurs, like it was just like bam, 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 and they're out, you know. I'm like, what if I don't do as good? What if I'm not gonna, you know, like a lot went through my head at that moment. And then I'm laughing because my eyelid kept twitching. It kept twitching throughout the whole fight, and after that fight, it kept twitching for a whole month. That's how nervous I was that day. You know, like that was like that fight wasn't like my fight. Like I was nervous throughout the whole fight. It wasn't a fight that I was satisfied with. It wasn't me. But, you know, it's experience. You know, experience. We all learn from every single fight we have, you know? So, yeah, I learned from that fight a lot.
I'm pretty sure you don't get that nervous anymore.
Oh,
right?
no, I don't get nervous at all. That's why I train hard and I work hard. So the day of my fight, I'm confident on my work that I did the past 6 to 8 weeks, you know? So I don't have to get nervous.
Do you feel like the Cobra of old that they used to know is back then?
It's coming. She's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's coming in June 15th.
June 15th is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always every time we go to we call your fights, like the energy just so loud, like I
get nervous.
Yeah. I get nervous, excited. Yeah, that's good energy. And the All-Star boxing fights are again very family friendly. They're it's very intimate, right? It's a small venue, and so like you feel like I put a post on Instagram about how, yeah, you're the only one that goes up there in the ring by yourself, but you take your family with you, you know, because they feel everything that's going on.
Yes.
You know, and so if something, you know, goes right or wrong, they feel everything.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about your dad? It seems like he's someone that you brought up. What are some things that he tells you, you know, or he's told you that stayed with you on this journey?
He tells me a lot. He's just, you know, like I said, he's my dad, he's my coach, but he's also like my mentor, you know,
Mhm.
like I don't know how to say it, like he, you know, like I don't know, he's an awesome person.
Mm-hmm.
He's an awesome person. I don't know, I can't really say, but even if you were to talk to him, like you'll be like, damn, this man is, you know, awesome. Like he's like a mentor, you know, like he's a cool person. But he trains me. This camp, he literally has trained me not only physically but mentally. He got there. He's getting to my mind, you know, getting me to think more, because my previous fights I'll rush instead of thinking what I was really doing, you know. This time he's like, you gotta think, you gotta prepare, you know. So he has me thinking, preparing my punches now. So he's there, you know. Yeah.
Nice. What goes on a day to day? Because you also work, right? And you're a fighter.
Yes.
Sometimes people forget that. People think that you just fight and that's all you do.
Yeah.
But
No, I work full time. I work a job from 8:30 to 5:30. I work at a medical facility.
Okay.
I'm the referral coordinator. So I'm basically doing their paperwork, dealing with insurances, which is hard to, you know, handle, because insurances don't want to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
And then you got training right after this, right?
So after work, I go to the gym. I go train from 6:30 to 9. From here, I'm gonna go train too. I got
we
a
saw him.
session.
You punched that microphone. We saw
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
You're already warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes people think that fighters are just, you know, boxers 24/7, but no,
we have
you're a
our
mom, you work.
Yeah.
Multiple roles, right, that you got to play in, and still.
I think especially not bragging, like not saying like man, but especially women. Like I recently started following more women boxers, professional boxers, and you know, they all have their daytime jobs, you know, and then they box, and then you meet these men fighters, and it's like all they do is box. That's because they have the support. They have their sponsors, you know.
Very true.
Like, why can't they do the same thing for females? Which kind of sucks, but hopefully in the next few years, you know, the following generation, it will be better.
Delphine Pursoon was a cop, right?
Yeah, she was a cop
in her homeland.
Yeah.
And her record's like 43-1 before the fight, and she still had her job as a cop.
Exactly. There's another girl. She's a cop as well. They call her, like, I forget her name. Don't hate me. She, T125 on Instagram. She's also a cop, and she's also a professional boxer. Dang. So there's a lot of female fighters that, you know, work full time and you know, still out there training hard for these upcoming fights.
So let me ask you, how are you enjoying this journey? Because you said you're still not where you want to be, right? But how's the journey so far?
So far, so good. I like it. I like boxing. I don't really do it for the money. I love the sport. I have so much passion for the sport. It's awesome. You know, I like it.
What did your mom think when you told her, I want to be a professional boxer?
My mom? She doesn't like it. My mom has not gone to any of my fights.
What? Not even like the amateurs, or?
Just one when I was like 14. And that was like the last one she went to. She doesn't like it.
I don't think moms ever want their kids to get punched in the face for a living.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. And then if I tell her, you know, if I go home, like to her house, and I'll be like, oh, Mom, my stomach hurts, she'll be like,
Te dije.
Te dije.
Por
you know?
terca.
Te dije. Or my head hurts. Ya ves? Ya ves? Te dije. You know, like, It's everything hurts. If something hurts, it's because of boxing.
No boxing.
Like there's no other reason why. It's boxing. Tantos golpes, tantos años, no haces caso. That's my mom. Yeah, so yeah, she hasn't gone to any of my fights so far.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure
she supports me. She's happy, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure your dad like calls her like, oh, it turned out good. I'm sure, you know.
No, he waits until he gets home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't. Yeah, she's
So who do you think gets more nervous, you or your dad?
my dad.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. His body language. He gets super like. Tomorrow we have a media workout thing going on, and I told him, Dad. Since Monday, I told him, "You're ready, right? Like there's gonna be cameras, and they're gonna record you. You're ready? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." But every day I'm like, Dad, you're ready, right? Because there's gonna be cameras, and they're gonna record you. They're gonna take. So you're ready, right? You're gonna go in there. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna be nervous tomorrow, and it's not even the fight yet. Yeah, he gets so nervous.
He's camera shy. We gotta have him on.
He's camera shy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I mean, he's always been like he's been como se dice, like a
He likes the spotlight. He's always been.
no, like he used
The life
to be
of the
like,
party.
that too, yes, but like
He's laughing over there.
not a
I know. What do you know? Come over here.
like a motivational.
There's an extra microphone here in case you got something to say. He's like,
He used to be like a motivational speaker
Oh,
at
oh,
church
nice.
before, you know.
Mhm.
So that's in front of like a lot of people. So I don't know why he gets nervous. Yeah.
So I'll ask, what is the timetable? I know this fight is that's the only thing on your mind, but if you are to become victorious, how soon do you want to come and what's the timetable for like your fights? If si ganas esta, when you win it, how soon do you want to come back?
like, how frequent do you like to fight? Every month, every other month?
Every other month. Yeah, every other month if possible. So we're hoping to fight again August.
But it's difficult, right, in women's boxing?
Yes, it is.
It's difficult, number one, to get fights, and number two, to get somebody like competitive, right, who's going to push you, right? Is that true, or is that just a myth?
No, it's true. It's very, very hard. It's very hard to find fights, find a promoter that puts you on the card, find somebody that will everything's hard about it. I don't know why.
Because I'm sure you want to get
hard.
pushed, too. I'm sure you don't want to go in there and knock somebody out in 20 seconds, right?
No. No, I want somebody that's going to give me the fight and give the fans a fight they want to watch. Like this last fight that I had, I wasn't really happy with it. You know, I wasn't happy, you know? Like,
So your next opponent better be careful, because you're going to have some fire inside of you, right?
Yes. That's been holding back since way back then. Yeah.
How soon do you want to push for a title opportunity?
If they gave me the opportunity now, I would go for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are some names in your division that have belts that you'd be like, I can take her on?
Like I said before, I want the WBC belt.
That's a pretty one, huh?
That's a pretty
yeah,
one.
I like it a lot. So it's Guadalupe Martinez at 115 or Mariana Juarez at 118.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they came knocking,
Do you want to take the fight? I will take the fight.
here they here.
Yeah.
She wants it.
I want it.
I think you're ready. You're one of the more technical fighters that I've seen, like doing the ringside commentary. Like you said, you're probably my favorite fighter, and I'm not just
Thank
saying
you.
that just because you're here, but no. For you guys at home, look up La Cobra Ruiz, Adelaida Ruiz. She can fight. I'm sure there's a lot of footage on YouTube. You know, we've seen a lot of knockouts, tremendous knockouts, like the one we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, for you guys watching at home, if you guys like women's boxing, Adelaida Ruiz definitely is a name that you
Thank
should be
you.
paying attention to.
Oh yeah. Honestly, every time we see your name on one of the cards, we're like, oh, there's gonna be action, man. Like we can, because usually we get pretty good action, but when you mix a technical fighter with that heart, oh man, you're gonna get
A fight.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what everybody wants to see.
So is there like someone who you watched when maybe you were younger that you said, I want to fight like them? Or is it just your own style?
No, it's just my own style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, like I told you earlier, I don't really watch fights like that. I don't really look up to, like, anybody. It's really hard. Yeah, no.
Because, you know, all the Mexicans, Julio Cesar Chavez,
Yeah,
right? Everyone wants to be
yeah.
like that. Juan Manuel Marquez,
Yeah.
you know, Eric Morales. And you're
No.
just like, I want to be like Cobra Ruiz.
Yeah, I want to be just like me. You know? Yeah, no. It's my own style.
I think you went on record saying that you want to be the best,
Yes.
right?
I want to be the best.
Yeah. So what do you think you need to do to make that, to get closer to that goal?
Well, train hard, want it, really, like, want it, you know, keep that hunger in me. Even if I was to get it, keep it with me, you know, and just dedicate myself to the sport, which I feel like I am. You know, I'm putting everything to the side, except my family. My family's here. But everything else is like, I have my friends, but I kind of just, you know, not that I don't have time, but I'm dedicated. Yeah. I'm dedicating myself to the sport. It's not gonna be a forever sport, you know.
Yeah.
We have a time frame, you know. And just stay humbled and, you know, just keep going.
What do you do on those days when you're just like feeling down, no energy, you don't want to train, you don't even want to get up out of bed? What goes through your mind?
I'm not gonna lie, I had that one on Sunday. This past Sunday, that happened to me, and my dad told me, just rest. You need it. You know, you've been working hard, and I just stay home with my kids. Stay home.
Sometimes that's the best, right? Because
Yeah.
you rest more mentally than anything, right?
Yeah, I just stayed home and rested the whole day. Yeah, rested my body. That's it. My kids are there with me. They already know, like, they know, like, oh, mom's tired, you know, and so they won't even, like, come and try to.
They know you hit hard, right?
They just don't even try to, like, bug me or anything. They would just be like, oh, you know, like, I don't know. I just stay home or go to my parents' house and just be there, you know. That's my resting, my relaxing time.
Has there been a time where, inside or outside the ring, that you've been against the ropes and you had to face adversity? And if so, like, how did you deal with it?
Inside or outside the ring?
Like either a fight or maybe something heavy that happens outside that people don't know about in life?
I have a lot, but I mean, I just kept going. I don't really like, you know, I don't like to talk about it, but, you know, there was a point before. There was a time in between before going pro, between turning pro and after I turned pro, within that, I want to say late 2016, and for a whole year, it was like everything was going bad for me. I didn't show it. Nobody's seen it. Everything was just like why, you know, but I know I shouldn't ask God why, so I wouldn't even ask him why is all this happening. I just went with the ball, and kicks after, you know, everything was happening like so bad to me, but I kept going, I kept pushing, and 2018 was a better year for me, and 2019 is even better. So.
So what advice do you have to people that see this and see that you went through a tough time, that they're probably going through something like that?
It doesn't last forever. It'll get better eventually. Trust me, it will. It will. If I was able to go through the things I went through, which is, it could be financial, relationship, family problems, work issues, you'll get through it. Yeah.
So, you have Mexican background, right? Would you like to say
do.
you want to say something? You want to say something in Spanish for the people listening this that don't speak any English?
¿Cómo qué?
Your next fight. ¿Qué
Mi
podemos
próxima-
esperar?
mira, mi próxima pelea va a ser junio 15 en Pico Rivera. Yo digo que esta pelea I feel like I can't even talk Spanish no more. Gosh,
Okay,
you got me all nervous.
Before the show, I listened to La Raza,
La
no sé qué
Raza.
tanto, 101.9,
La banda.
Caleb, no sé qué tanto.
You got me all nervous. I feel like I'm pocha now. When I
Que va a venir la banda MS.
Oh, man. Take two. Take two. I'll edit that part out.
Like, I have the biggest accent in my English, and now I can't even speak Spanish. Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, también like it goes with those two, right? Or
A todos nos olvida.
Right now I got nervous. Ni sé qué decir. Oh my goodness. It's so funny.
You can say your fight and yeah, what you're gonna do or she's like, I'm doing.
Does your management team want to say something? There's an extra microphone if you want to hop on.
Ramiro.
Right now I'm okay. Let's focus.
He got even more nervous.
Let's focus on her and make the fight come.
So yeah, June 15th, Pico Rivera, right? Sports Arena.
Mhm.
4-round fight?
Six.
Six-round fight?
Yeah, I was hoping for an 8-rounder, but
Ooh.
it's a 6-rounder.
You're facing an undefeated fighter, 2-0. You're undefeated yourself, 7-0, right?
7-0.
4 knockouts.
4 knockouts.
And do you promise that we will get another knockout?
I'm gonna work for it. I am.
Work for it.
But
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to underestimate her. You know, she might hit hard. I might. You know, she might be a smart fighter. I don't want to underestimate her and say that I'm gonna knock her out. I'm gonna do what I've been training for the past 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm gonna do my job. And if it happens, it happens. Thank you. You know, but
That's a great answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to let you get out of here pretty shortly. We know you got to train.
I have a sparring session.
Any other stuff you want to promote, plug, shout outs? Your dad again, maybe?
Yeah, Don Juan,
Don
thank you.
Juan.
No, I just want to say, you know, thank you to my team, HDC Sports Apparel, Ramiro, for helping me out. All my sponsors, thank you for being there for me and supporting me and believing in me. You know, they do believe in me, and that motivates me.
Hey.
Now in Spanish. I'm messing with you. You have
No,
any?
sí sé hablar español, nomás que...
Sí se
me
puede.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede, nomás que me pusieron nerviosas por eso. Yeah.
No, we just want to say thank you for coming on. It's an honor to have you on. We know like you're a different fighter, you're a special fighter. You have a lot of technical skills that we just love watching, and we like seeing your heart up there on display every time we call a fight. So yeah, no, I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for having me.
You'll be back, right?
I'll be back if you guys invite me.
Of course. After your fight,
All right.
you'll be back.
You guys said it.
Yeah, like I was telling you before when we're walking over here that we don't have too many guests, right? But I was actually excited for this one.
Yeah.
For this guest. And like you already said, you're gonna be back, so
Yeah, I'll be back if you guys invite me.
we
Thank
wish you the best in your next fight.
Thank you.
Wish you guys the best too. We know you have a great team around you. Shout out to Pops, right?
Yes,
Don Juan.
Don Juan.
Shout out to Mom too.
Yes.
She probably won't be watching, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Probably not. But she's there.
And where can they follow you once again?
At an Instagram, la Cobra _Ruiz, RUIZ. Yeah.
And then you also have HDZ.
And HDC Sports Apparel and HDC Boxing.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that's it for today,
That's it,
right?
yeah.
We just filmed our last episode a couple days ago, so we got to take a break too, right? Enjoy the weekend. Hope everybody has a great weekend. There's gonna be some fights, right, this weekend, and then of course next week, June 15th, Cobra Ruiz. Thank you for stopping by once again. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter at Against the Ropes. And that's it for me. That's episode 38.
Yeah. A little shout out to LBC Erect 562. Shout out.
Shout out.
Check out his film locations. He's like the TMZ of Mexican YouTube, so check it out. He's got a bunch of funny stuff out there, man.
Okay. We'll check it out.
That's
Right,
it.
Thank you, Cobra Ruiz. You want to do the
Yeah.
outro in Spanish? Any last messages?
No, that's todo.
Muchas gracias, dice.
Muchas gracias.
Can you
I
drop a
still-
little bite for Against the Ropes?
A little.
Hello,
A
soundbite.
shout out for Against the Ropes.
No.
She got nervous. We'll do it after. We'll do it after.
do it
On the next
All
one.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That's it for us. See you guys next week.
Oh, like,
Hola amigos, soy Cobra, conozco el gallo AtR. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time out y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.